You're walking away from a conversation with her, and your brain is already eating itself alive. One half is convinced she was flirting. The other half is calling you an idiot for being delusional. You get home, lie on your bed, and stare at the ceiling. You feel like you're trying to read a language where you don't even know the alphabet. It's exhausting. I remember that feeling. For a long time, I believed that if a woman didn't explicitly say the words, I like you, everything else was just noise. I thought looking for signs was a desperate man's game. I was wrong. And I wasted years because I was waiting for a clarity that biology simply doesn't provide. The problem isn't that you're incompetent, it's just a mental tug of war between what you feel and what you think you see. You're trying to use a logical operating system to navigate a biological territory. Let's fix the software. Welcome to the attraction algorithm. Why the mystery? Why can't she just say it? It's not because she enjoys the confusion. She's just playing it safe to protect herself. Imagine an ancient tribe. If a woman approached the wrong man directly, she risked social exile. Today, that software hasn't been updated. She still fears being judged by her friends, by society, and, most importantly, by you. I don't claim to have all the answers, but after watching thousands of these interactions, the math of her behavior is clear. When the social risk of being direct is greater than the reward, the result is always subtle signaling. This is a high context game. She drops quiet hints in the hope that you'll be the one to approach. It feels skewed. It feels like she's giving 10% and you have to do the other 90%. But as a man, accepting this reality is your duty. The trap is the safe zone. You stay there, waiting for a clear, undeniable sign before you make a move. You want a guarantee before you risk being rejected, but here's the trade-off. The longer you wait for a 100% guarantee, the more you signal that you can't handle the pressure of the unknown. That's an attraction killer. You think you're being respectful by waiting for a green light, but in the chaos of modern dating, you're just fading into the background. To read her truly, you need to stop listening to logic and start watching the algorithm. Stop viewing attraction as a series of lucky accidents. It's time to start seeing it as relational game theory. I remember being deep into the research for this framework and almost blowing it with a woman I really respected. I thought she was playing games because her energy was shifting. I almost walked away out of pride. What I didn't realize was that she was just running a standard biological diagnostic on my internal value. She wasn't being difficult, she was being instinctive. Most men view a woman's behavior as a reflection of her mood. It's not. It's a sequence of strategic moves in a biological algorithm. Her brain isn't just feeling things, it's figuring out exactly where you fit in her world. I had a student who was spiraling because the girl he liked suddenly started talking about her ex-boyfriend. He was convinced he was being replaced. In reality, she was using jealousy probing, a classic move to see if she had emotional leverage over him or if he'd crumble. She was checking to see if he was a rock or just a leaf in the wind. This is the bioalgorithm framework. First, you have the input, the raw biological signals her body sends before her logic can even catch up. Next, the processing. This is where she pushes against you, testing your frame to see if your confidence is real or just a performance. Finally, the output, your definitive place in her world. If you fail the processing phase, the input doesn't matter. You could have the best initial connection, but if you break under a simple test, the algorithm resets. Attraction isn't a gift, it's a response to specific data. When you understand the math, the mystery disappears. Wait, she just called you arrogant. Is that it? Game over? No. In the attraction algorithm, that's just a data point in the processing phase. If you panic now, you fail. Let's look at the 7 specific indicators where biology overrides her social noise. 1. The Oxytocin Glance. It's that look that lasts just 1 second too long. It isn't a horror movie stare. It's a glance, a smirk, and then a look away as if nothing happened. This isn't random. That extra second triggers an oxytocin spike in the brain, designed to build a connection. 1 second of eye contact is the difference between a stranger and a prospect. 2. Biological mirroring. You lean back, she leans back, you scratch your neck. 10 seconds later, she does the same. This is a total brain sync. It's her way of saying, I'm in sync with this vibe. It's a subconscious copy paste of your posture. 3. The preening reflex. Touching hair or messing with a necklace isn't always about an itch, because if it's repeated while she's locked into the convo, it's grooming behavior. Her biology recognizes a high-value target and is subconsciously trying to optimize her appearance in real time. 4. The vocal shift. Listen to her talk to her friends, loud, rowdy, high energy. Then she turns to you and her voice gets soft or playful. It's a biological signal she simply can't turn off. 5. Jealousy, probing. So my ex texted me again, or this guy at work keeps flirting with me. She's not trying to brag, she's checking for emotional leverage. She wants to see if she can move you off your center. If you stay grounded, smiling instead of interrogating, you pass the test. 6. Frame testing. You're such a jerk. This is the ultimate compliment in the algorithm. She's pushing against you to see if your confidence is a solid wall or just a paper mask. I'll be honest, I've failed this one plenty of times, stuttering out an explanation like, wait, no, I'm actually a nice guy. It never works. If you don't over-explain, your value skyrockets. 7. Attention fluctuation. She's warm, then suddenly cold after a deep conversation. It's the pullback test to see if you panic and start chasing her. Pay attention to the memory ping. If she brings up that your dog named Max is scared of cucumbers, a tiny detail you mentioned a week ago, that's not just a good memory, that's prioritized storage. If her friends already know your name or your hobbies, she's been talking about you. If she hits 4 or more of these signs, stop overthinking. The algorithm is verified. You have 2 paths. The fragility path is where you chase every tiny signal and look for her approval just to feel okay. You get a quick hit of relief, but the long-term cost is your value. You become a man who is managed by her reactions. The resilience path is the grounded state. You observe the test with a slow smile. When she pulls back, you stay the same man. You're trading the cheap comfort of certainty for the permanent power of being unshakable. That's how you win. These 7 signs aren't a checklist to ask for permission to exist in her space. They are just data points to verify that the algorithm is working. Attraction isn't a mystery, it's a clear reaction to the value you project. When you stop reacting to her tests and start observing them, you become the one running the system. If you're ready to master the biological logic of your own life, subscribe. Don't just live by instinct. Operate it. I'm better, actually.